There goes the English team. Let's walk out. It's Taylor, the wicket-keeper. Alert with him. The two umpires face the players, meet at the middle of the wicket for a chat. Probably. And the two Sri Lankan openers, Bandula Warnapura, captain of Sri Lanka, and Siddharth Vettamuni, his opening partner, going out. Tremendous ovation. Field settling down. Willis, very tall. He'll bowl the first ball to be bowled in an official test in this country. The batsman, Bandula Warnapura, bowling now to 4 slips, a gully, a deep third man, a cover, a forward short leg, and a long leg. Here comes Willis to bowl the first ever ball, and it's taken on the pad by Warnapura. Warnapura waits for him. Comes in now, bowls, and this one tucked way down, and that's the first run scored in official test cricket by Sri Lanka, picked up by Gooch. Warnapura off the mark. The first run ever scored in official test cricket goes to Warnapura, who is in 1. Three slips. It's to cover. Gully. Third man down on the fence. As Botham goes in again. This one, he fences with it outside the off stump. Fortunate not to get a touch. It goes through to wicket-keeper Taylor. Botham. Taken over 200 wickets and scored 2,000 runs in Test cricket. Very rare feat indeed. And here he is bowling now once again to Warnapura, and this one way outside the off stump. Warnapura just lets it go through, and there's a wide being signalled there by umpire Herbie Singh. It's well outside the off stump. Warnapura just moved across and watched it go through to Taylor. So one more run to the total takes it on to 2 for no loss. A wide being bowled by Botham. 1 extra, 1 run to Warnapura. Vettamuni still to open his account, and Sri Lanka 2 for no loss in their second over. Botham. And it's to Warnapura once more. Bowls this one, and again way out the off stump, and I can see umpire Felsinger going out and signalling a second wide. So 2 consecutive wides from Botham. Umpire Felsinger having a lot of work to do. 2 wides in succession by Botham, 2 extras, total goes to 3 for no loss. Warnapura resting on his bat at the non-striker's end. Fletcher trotting back to his mark at gully, bowling to 4 slips in the gully now, as Willis comes in to bowl to Vettamuni. This one turned down, the fine leg. Alert is going for it. Vettamuni still to open his account. 1 more to the extras. 3 extras takes the total to 4. 4 for no loss, Sri Lanka. Siddharth Vettamuni failed to get a touch there, went off his pad for a single. Bob Willis, very tall, the tallest player on either side, 6 foot 5 inches, a mop of carroty coloured hair on top, and here he comes, very stiff arm. This one gets Warnapura on the chest, the lifting delivery coming in. Warnapura rubs it down, doesn't seem to be very too upset by that. Keeps rubbing down, he got it just above his plexus. Comes into Warnapura. This one, Warnapura tries to turn him away, goes through to wicket-keeper Taylor, no run, score remains in 4 for no loss. Botham goes in. goes to Wetmuni. This one played defensively to covers, and they're going for a sharp single to get it. 1 run, so Wetmuni off the mark now. He's on 1. Total goes to 5 for no loss.
From the scoreboard end, no ball into the gully. Fletcher picks it up. 1 more to the score. 8 on the board. 3 to Wetmuni, 1 to Warnapura, the rest from extras. So Sri Lanka this morning won the toss, elected to bat, and quite rightly so. The wicket, bare of grass, looks very hard and firm. And certainly looks full of runs. There appears to be a certain amount of moisture in it, possibly due to the very heavy watering it would have received during the last week or two whilst it was being prepared, and we have a problem with the ball after just 4 overs. Nasty delivery, that, getting it up from just short of a length. Wetmuni right behind it. Bowling from the press box end to Warnapura. Turns it away down towards fine leg. Willis getting to it now, and they get a comfortable signal. They could possibly have got 2 if they'd gone hard, but the first run was taken rather too slowly. Bob Willis. To Warnapura. Oh, a very nasty delivery, that one. Underwood at cover point. Alert on the fine leg boundary. And he's going to be out. That one getting lift off the glove into the gully. A very, very easy catch indeed for Gava. And there goes Bandula Warnapura. Off the glove. 1 for 9. Warnapura gone for 2. And Willis in replay here. There it is, lobbing away gently into the gully. Embry falling over to get out of Gava's way. And Roy Dias will no doubt be the batsman coming into your picture.
And here's Alert bowling to Wetmuni, who turns that one square on the onside as they get a quick single. Jeff Cook moving away from that short leg position by the umpire now. That brings the double figures for Sri Lanka, 10 for 1 in the 8th over of the morning. Three slips gully, cover mid-off on the offside, mid-on. A square leg and a long leg for Alert as he moves into bowl to Roy Dias, and Dias is well over that one, pushing it on the offside with no great power, but going out towards mid-off. Siddharth Wetmuni settles down, slightly two-eyed in his stance as he waits for Bob Willis. And he swung him round, down to long leg. Alert is here as he fields and sends in a return. The batsman cross for a comfortable single. Wetmuni getting over that one quite nicely. 11 for 1. Willis to Dias. Oh, and he's gone. He's gone. Playing half-heartedly at that ball. Dias perhaps in 2 minds as to defend or to hook. And ended up doing something in between, merely guiding that ball into the hands of Jeff Cook for a relatively simple catch. Oh, that was unfortunate indeed. And here's the action replay, as you can see it. There he is. Neither hook nor a dab down on the onside, and just a slight turn of the bat. And Jeff Cook grabbing the ball, having time to see it, and There's Dulip Mendes making his way to the wicket at a very critical period for his country.
Alert once again bowling to Wethamuni. It's slashed and he's caught, and oh, he's dropped. He's dropped. He cuts it straight into Botham's hands at second step, and Botham drops the catch. So Wethamuni getting a chance, and Sri Lanka lucky not to lose their third wicket. Just 11 runs at the board. An indiscreet shot by Wethamuni, which went straight to Botham's hands, and Botham fumbled and dropped it.
Here's Willis to Mendes. Mendes pushes that one on the offside, and this time they get the single to cover as Underwood moves round, and that's Mendes' first run. And there's the wicket at the scoreboard. Tavre, Botham and Gooch, the slips, and Fletcher in the gully as he comes in. Bolton Mendes. Oh, he's put that one up in the air. It didn't quite carry to Gooch. And it's alert. Falls to Mendes, and Mendes plays that one more assuredly through the offside field. He's being chased down by Gover. They should get 2 for it as Gover picks it up now. Alert. Bowles, and Mendes drives this one handsomely past the bowler for 4. What a delightful stroke.
To Willis. And that's 4. Can't see Underwood getting to that one. Oh no, he does, just inside the boundary line. Wethamuni is on 6 and he's looking solid. And they've got to Mendes. And there's a wide mid-off. And that must be 4. Beautiful shot. Very good ball there, right through him. The ball possibly brushing the pad, between bat and pad there, but outside the off stump. Wethamuni late on his defensive stroke, beaten there comprehensively. And he tries to hook him and he's out. Going for a hook, the ball rising harmlessly down the leg side. And Wethamuni getting a very thin edge. A very, very unfortunate way to go. Quite unnecessary shot. Here's the replay. And see it lifting down the leg side, rising too much. And maybe just taking the glove rather than the bat. Ranjan Madugala coming to the wickets, and Sri Lanka in all kinds of trouble. 29 for 3. Dulip Mendes on 16, looking very, very good indeed. Madugala with him at the wickets. Steers that into the covers and they go for a quick single. The ball going down to fine leg as Taylor couldn't get up in time. Covers throw astray, so they get 2. And Madugala is off the mark. And the helmet removed. The short leg goes out to mid-off. Mendes' form being respected to that degree. Botham wraps him on the pad. He's out. Right in front. No doubt about that one. The ball possibly just cutting back a little off the seam. Mendes coming forward defensively. Here's the replay. Unfortunately, Madugala is blocking us there, so we can't really see what it looks like. Ranatunga coming to the wicket. The pressure on him. Mendes batted altogether for 58 minutes, faced 27 balls and hit 2 fours in his 17. the leg side, moving away.
Botham has taken 2 wickets for 4 runs. Willis 2 for 9. Allett ran for 14, but then we had that catch of Bettimuni dropped by Botham, and here he is bowling to Madhugale, and he's flashed this. And another catch going to Wigging. Allett very unfortunate today, but that's 1 run to Madhugale. Takes him on to 3 as Allett turns and goes into bowl to Ranatunga. And that's Ranatunga off the mark as Underwood comes round and fields 1 run. Ranatunga score goes to 37 for 4. A westerly breeze now coming up across the ground as Botham comes into bowl to Madhugale. This one tucked away in the covers. Get a single for it. So 1 more takes a total of 39 for 4. Off the bowling of Allett, which could have been disastrous for Sri Lanka. And here is Botham to Ranatunga. This one played very nicely off his pads down to backward square leg. They'll get 2 in it as it's fielded there by Allett. The batsman take 3 runs for it.
Ranatunga settles down. Umpire Francis gives the bowler 1 more look, and here comes Willis bowls, and that's played away on the offside. On side of the wicket, it's a chase down. They've taken 1, they're turning for 2, they should get 3, or it's gone for 4. Allett turns. 4 slips in a gully. Bowls, and Ranatunga on the back foot, standing up, drives, but Underwood is there at a wideish mid-off position, saving the single. As Paul Allett turns his back on us and runs away to bowl to Arjuna Ranatunga. Short, and Ranatunga again on the back foot, driving firmly but straight to Underwood. No ball called. And that brings the half century for Sri Lanka. And the batting time is approximately 2 hours and a quarter. Bowls to the left-handed Ranatunga. And Ranatunga's throw drives magnificently on the offside of the wicket for 4.
And it's Madhugale waiting for Willis. Hits the sound to mid-off. There's nobody there. It's a long chase for Underwood. Picks it up just inside the boundary, and the batsmen take 3 runs for it. So 3 more to the total, takes it on to 60 for 4. Madhugale moves on to 7. Comes into bowl, fast umpire Francis, bowls to Ranatunga. This one lifted there, and he could have been caught. It just dropped short of gully. And here is Willis as they're ready to continue. Ranatunga waiting for him. This one, he slashed at it and is out to extra cover. They'll get at least 3 runs in this. 3 runs as Underwood's return comes in to Taylor. So 3 more to Ranatunga, takes the total to 63. Ranatunga moving on to 21. Bowling now to 4 slips in a gully. 2 short legs, 1 in front of the wicket, 1 behind the wicket, and here's Willis to bowl to run. And Ranatunga hooks him. A short pitch delivery and going for 4 runs. A nice looking stroke there by young Ranatunga.
Almost above the side screen. That's where we are perched, as the next delivery from Allett is short, and Madhugale gets him behind square on the offside. It's a beautiful shot. It's being chased down by Gover. He will just about catch it inside the line, which he deflects it back and runs into the holding at the far end as the batsman complete 3. Siddharth Bettimuni was out at 29, and Dilip Mendis followed almost immediately thereafter at 34. Since then, these 2 batsmen have been consolidating the inning for Sri Lanka with some attractive batting. They've been in for nearly an hour, And they put on 37 runs, and Ranatunga goes on the back foot and crashes. That's one through the extra cover field for 4. And there the English press. Gathering momentum. Goes close to the wicket and bowls, and Ranatunga hooks him magnificently for 4.
Madugala, you can see there the concentration he's putting into this effort. He knows the burden he's bearing out there. Just the one short leg now. 2 men out in the covers. To Madugala. Ooh, he played that uppishly past the forward short leg. Cook had stood up. 1 run on the board. That's the 50 partnership. 84 for 4. 50 partnership in 71 minutes. 12 of them to Madugala. 37 to Ranatunga. What will young Ranatunga do with this next ball? Very obvious trap being set there. Probably try to blast him out with a Yorker after all that, but we'll see. He drives in through the covers. Backward of point. Runs in this. They've got 1, they've got 2. And Gala, the long chase, can't get to it. 4 more to Ranatunga.
Mid-off standing very wide. A short leg, forward short leg. And a mid-wicket. And here is Botham to bowl to Madugala. This ball driven firmly past the bowler. They're going for 1. They'll take a second. As fielded just inside the boundary by Underwood. 3 runs. Takes the total to 100. The Sri Lankan total now 100 for 4. As Botham comes in over the wicket to bowl to, and Madugala drives in firmly past the bowler, and there's a bit of misfielding there as they get ball picked up just inside the boundary. Batsmen take 3 runs for it, and Madugala and Ranatunga moves on to 44. The score 103 for 4.
Man up in front, it's a little bit off and a slip, and Madugala places one off his patch. He gets it past Botham, who is after it. He may just about not catch it as the ball beats him to the boundary now. Looking down Sri Lanka's batting order, the last of the specialised batsmen, but those to follow by no means of average standard, each one capable of big scores in their own right, as Botham bowls to Ranatunga. Short again, and Ranatunga plays that one very nicely indeed, down to fine leg. It's Derek Underwood fielding down here, but the batsman gets through for 2. And the score goes up to 115, and Ranatunga to 46.
And this is a very vital session of play. Botham to Ranatunga. And he bangs that, picks that gap, doesn't quite get hold of it, but there's runs in it. They've got 1. Alert getting to it now, they've got a comfortable 2. 48 to Ranatunga, 32 to Madugala. Both of them batting quite beautifully. Madugala, of course, dropped by Embry off Alert when he was 2, I think it was. And he steers that backward of point. Willis, just a single, through the vacant gully region. He's on 49. Full toss. And he goes for a single. That's his 50. Driven firmly to Embry at wide mid-off. Chanceless 50. England players applauding him. His 50 coming in 113 minutes. That's the duration of the partnership of 80 balls with 6 fours.
And here is Embry bowls this one, and that one beats him, and a very close call there for Ranatunga as it slips down to the long leg boundary. 4 runs. A rather lucky and streaky stroke by Ranatunga. It had Embry shouting stifled appeal. So the score moves on to 130 for 4, 1-3 not for 4, with Ranatunga moving on to 54.
Taking the score to 133. Pulled him! Ranatunga left that delivery. The ball pitching outside the off stump, turning very sharply, and bowled him. Well, what a very sad end to young Ranatunga's innings. Most unfortunate end to a very fine innings. Shouldered arms, surely making the fatal mistake, thinking Underwood would not bring the ball into him. Underwood bowling left arm leg spin, pitching just outside off stump. Ranatunga shouldered arms, didn't cover the line of the ball, didn't use his pads, and the ball hit the top of the middle stump. Well, that's the breakthrough England were looking for right through the afternoon. And that's just what Sri Lanka didn't want at this particular point in time. This pair adding 99 for the 5th wicket. Ranatunga's share 54 with 6 boundaries, made in something like 130 or so minutes. We'll get you the exact figures in a moment or two. DS De Silva has been out on the offside, extra cover and a wide mid-off. The onside very strong and tight. Backward of point, there's runs in this. They'll get at least 2. Cook from short leg going after it. Madugala gets a comfortable 2. Coming forward, angling the bat, gliding the ball down through the vacant slip and gully area. Backward of point where there's no cover point. 135 on the board, 39 to Madugala. Drives that towards mid-on and they get a comfortable single. Alert is deep. And Willis with this very strange run-up, he pumps furiously with his right hand with the ball hidden behind his back. And he runs in a sort of semicircle, starting straight behind the umpire and then running away towards cover. And then again straightening out now and coming into the batsman. And that one is driven, that picks the gap. That should be 4. Madugala moving early into position on the back foot, driving beautifully through the covers. 44, 144 for 5. Going through the scorecard, we came down to the 4th wicket at 34, and then we had this very fine redeeming partnership between Arjuna Ranatunga and Ranjan Madugala. They put on 99 for the 5th wicket. Ranatunga share 54. Madugala now on 44, waits on Bob Willis. Most of the reserve seats in the old stands occupied. The new stand to our right, which is not in your picture, holding 3,000 seats, also more than half full as Willis bowls now. And that's a beautiful shot. That's 4 from the moment it left the bat. Backward of square like a rocket. Willis dropping short and Madugala on the back foot. Bam! 147. He goes to 48 and he's really looking good now. And what a shame that young Ranatunga got dismissed. Carelessness, really. Maybe his inexperience. He forgot for a moment that Derek Underwood can turn that ball. Shouldering arms to a delivery outside the off stump, which took the middle. Here's Willis. Slow delivery, very clever ball indeed, but he sees that, reads it well. On the front foot, steers it down to third man for another single.
Underwood now to take up the strike from the press box end. De Silva, a very experienced batsman, plays in the Central Lancashire League in England. He is, of course, better known for his leg spinners, but he's a very useful batsman. It's made very useful scores earlier on in Sri Lanka in the run-up matches to this test match. That's a good ball from Underwood. De Silva didn't know very much about that. Underwood, the most successful English bowler, over 2,000 wickets in his career, runs in, and he's out. That's the end of De Silva. That's not a very good shot from De Silva, trying to force it away on the onside. Only resulted in his spooning a catch to mid-wicket, where Gauss followed the catch. No problems. That's Sri Lanka now in a great degree of trouble. 149 for 6 wickets. And not much batting left. Next man in is Asantha Dimel. Nice shot there from Madugala. Off his pads. Taken one. Turned for 2. That's picked up and returned by Jeff Cook. That's 2 runs to Madugala. His score advances to 52.
The last wicket falling at 149. Here's Embry. And he goes down the wicket. Gets a thin edge. It's going down towards fine leg. Botham coming around on the long leg boundary. Can't get to it. And Dimel lucky there, because he went down the wicket. A well-flighted delivery from Embry, dropping short of him. Wasn't there. Got a thin edge. Very fortunately got a thin edge. So the ball beat Taylor, being wide of him down the leg side. He went down for 4. Takes the score to 170. Takes Dimel to 13. We've had just 1 hour and 5 minutes or 8 minutes play since tea. 40 runs scored in that time. And Dimel, a little bit of rush of blood there to the head, certainly trying to make up in 1 over for what he hasn't done for the last half an hour or so. And the next one taken on the pad. 181 for 6 then. Warnapura for 2. Das for no score. Vettimuni for 6. Mendes for 17. Ranatunga for 54. And De Silva for 3. The wickets falling at 9, 11, 29, 34, 133 and 149. Partnership for the 5th wicket, 99. And he's gone. Caught bat and pad by Fletcher. That time Dimel trying to hide the bat there, but Underwood's immaculate length there deceiving him. Bat and pad, simple dolly catch into silly point. Fletcher completing the catch, all too easy. 181 for 7, and Sri Lanka back in the doldrums again. 181 for 7. Dimel, a useful hand of 19, but just when he should have been really making sure of tomorrow. Here's the replay. There's the ball. Pitching, bat and pad and Fletcher. A very simple catch. Dimel taking the bat away, but Felsinger in no doubt. So that's it. More trouble for Sri Lanka. 67 overs gone. The new ball will be due in the morning. And I do feel that they haven't got as many runs as they could have off the spinners. Certainly Embry's 14 overs have cost 42, but Underwood's 12 have cost only 14, and he's taken 3 wickets, and he's been allowed to bowl extremely well.
182 for 7. Embry again, and this one swung down to the mid-wicket region. Botham goes down there. Botham very quick in the field. We've seen some very fine fielding by Botham. Batsman get a single for it, and the total moves to 183 for 7, and Kalupirma gets off the mark on 1. And this is Madugala once again to take strike from Embry. Embry comes in, bowls to Madhukalle, forward defensively. Taylor trots around from behind the stumps, collects. No run. And Madhukalle once again tries to push it away on the onside. Taylor comes round from behind, picks up, no run. So Sri Lanka now 183 for 7. Probably the penultimate over being bowled by Embry. Bowling to Madhukalle, who's on 64. Embry bowls. Madhukalle forward defensively. Taylor running from behind the stumps. Attempt to field it. The end of Embry's 16th over. He's given away just 1 run in that over, and his figures none for 44. And Sri Lanka 183 for 7. Madhukalle on 64, Kalaperam on 1, and Underwood making some adjustments in his field. With about 3 minutes left for play. The scoreboard clock showing about 3 minutes left for play, and this will probably be the last over. With Sri Lanka 183 for 7, losing its 7th wicket at 181. There is Underwood. Ready now to bowl. Bowling to a silly mid-off. 2 silly mid-offs. There's a forward short leg, a backward short leg. A slip as Kalaperam faces up to Underwood. Bowls, and is caught there as Kalaperam went forward. The wicket that England would love to take. Kalaperam leaving the field, caught by Cook. Caught by Jeff Cook, fielding at forward short leg, and Sri Lanka losing their 8th wicket with the score at 183. And here is the action replay as Underwood comes in, bowls. See the cluster of fielders round him. Goes forward, and there's Jeff Cook stretching his left hand out. Cook, a left-hander, takes it, rolls over, and Kalaperam is out with about a minute left for play. And with it, the day's play has come to an end with Sri Lanka on 100.